Hello everyone. My name is Anuj Pal, and today I'm going to talk about the topic dynamic system identification for a nonlinear vehicle model using Q-Markov cover under different operational conditions. This work we did in collaboration with Ford Motor Company. So, talking about the presentation outline, so first I'll discuss about the introduction of the problem and give you the motivation for pursuing this work. Later, I'll discuss about the algorithm architecture we propose and the problem we use for this work, followed by the results and the conclusion. So let's just talk about the introduction. So as we all know that with the advancement in computational power, we can now deal with data much more efficiently than before. So this has led to the development of data-driven system identification approaches and control strategies. So as an example, let's just consider this a simple system. So this vehicle represents the actual system or the plant model. To design the controller for this system, I mean, it would require a large number of physics-based equation, and it's a complex process. So, but with only the input and output data set, we could perform the system identification, which is like a black box model. So as you can see here, so with that input and output data set, we can kind of get the equivalent identified system, and this system could be used for all strategy development, control strategy development. So with this, once it is formed, it could be used to implement the control strategies both online and offline to assist in vehicle optimization, vehicle performance optimization. But the major issue we have is like if the system dynamics changes, the identified system will not be accurate enough in that case, and all the control strategies developed using that identified system would not perform well. So this identified model needs to be updated. So this is kind of a very common scenario with vehicle dynamics, and like the examples include like if the road condition changes, let's say on an off-road driving condition, or the wet and dry surface. This could also cause because of system aging, which actually wear down the system, thus changing the system dynamics. So in order to deal with this problem, uh, we are we have developed a Q-Markov cover algorithm. Uh, it's a data-driven approach which uses autocorrelation and cross-correlation matrices to perform system identification. So for this work, we have proposed a modification to the original Q-Markov cover algorithm to adapt to the new system. So the flow chart here shows the original algorithm. It starts with developing the input signals, input PRBS signals. PRBS stands for pseudo-random binary signals of order n. Based on the input signals, we perform the experiments to get the output response. So now we have the input-output data set. Based on this data set, we perform the calculation of autocorrelation and cross-correlation function. So now with this cross correlation, with this correlation matrices, we perform a mathematical calculations to kind of identify the approximate system matrices A cap, B cap, C cap, and D cap. So this is the original approach. Now the one we proposed is that, let's say we have a newer system. So based on that newer system, we'll again generate the PRBS input signals and run the experiments, but this time on the newer system, and calculate the new autocorrelation and cross-correlation matrices. Now, in order to adjust the newer data to the original system, a convex combination is proposed with a forgetting factor. So this convex combination takes into account the old correlation matrices and the new correlation matrices. And based on the forgetting factor, it kind of takes into account how much factor it's gonna account for the newer matrices and how much for the older. Higher the lambda value, the more it will focus on the newer data. So with this updated correlation matrices, again, the same mathematical calculations are performed, and then we identify the system. And this step of combining and performing mathematical calculations can be performed in multiple iterations to kind of fully adapt to the system. So let's say if we just use one iteration, it will not adopt the new system completely. But if we keep on doing these iterations uh, to more number, we will get eventually to the newer system. We'll converge to a newer system. So now talking about the problem setup for this work, we have used a real wheel driven vehicle model. So for this vehicle model, we have made two different assumptions. First one is that all the shafts are solid. So this assumption is just for eliminating the losses between the engine and the differential. The second assumption is on the tire slip ratio. So we are assuming that the tire slip ratio is small under vehicle operation. So that what it does is like it kind of makes sure that the longitudinal force is like slip ratio is linearly dependent on longitudinal force. So based on this, as these assumptions, the following set of equations can be written. So as I mentioned before, with the second assumption, we can write the longitudinal force in terms of the slip ratio. Slip ratio is this factor, and CR is the stiffness, which determines the slope of this line here. So this is the tire dynamics, and the vehicle dynamics we can write like this. So now in order to set up the whole problem, we have considered following states, inputs and outputs. So for this problem, we are considering tire speed and vehicle speed as two different states. The engine torque is considered as input, and the slip speed is actually considered as output of the problem. Now, this figure here shows the complete implementation of this approach on the vehicle model. So in order to implement this approach, first a constant torque is given to the vehicle to achieve the fixed vehicle speed and tire speed. After that, a PRBS perturbation is kind of added to the constant engine torque, and then the desired output is collected. So for this work, we have used a constant input torque of 250 Newton meter. The PRBS magnitude is considered as 4% of the total constant torque, which is equivalent to 10 Newton meter. And the order of the PRBS magnitude is taken as 11. In order to simulate different vehicle dynamics, we are changing the coefficient CR. So like the tire stiffness changes due to road conditions. So to simulate the wet road condition, we are reducing the CR value. So with this, next I'll talk about the system identification we performed using the approach. So first, here I'm gonna show about the result, the system identification performed by the algorithm for the original system. So based on the input-output data set we obtained on the dry road condition, we performed the system identification. So as can be seen from the plot, the results obtained from our identified model recreates the actual system response pretty well. It shows the good correlation as can be seen from the RMS error between the output from the actual versus the estimated model. The figure at the bottom here shows the step response from the actual versus the identified system as well. So as you can see, we have a good correlation between the step response from both the models. Now, next, or the main part of this work is like if we change the road condition from dry to wet, how the algorithm will kind of adapt to the newer system. So first, it shows the difference between the actual output and the output obtained from the model we identified using the older data. So as you can see, we are kind of simulating the dry to wet road condition, and we can clearly see the difference between the output from both estimated and the actual model. And with this is what we expected. So, and the RMS error also shows the higher error percentage, which is approximately 20%. So now to adjust the model, we ran the algorithm. To run the algorithm, we used forgetting factor of 0.7, which is a bit aggressive, but it could change depending on the end user. So smaller lambda value will make the algorithm adopt slowly to the newer data set. So a total of 5 iterations were performed to converge the model to the newer data set. And you can see that from the results, it shows good correlation. And the final RMS error drops down to approximately 0.13%. So the slide here compares the step response of the newly identified system to the original vehicle model at wet road condition. The table here also shows the error between the, the original system and the system identified as the iteration proceeds further. So as can be seen, as the iteration number is increasing, the algorithm is able to adjust to the old identified model, adjust the old identified model to the newer system pretty well. Also, that shows that like the step response is also improving. This results here validates that the proposed algorithm, proposed Q-Markov cover algorithm, is working well in performing the dynamic system identification. So to conclude, we proposed a Q-Markov cover-based approach to perform dynamic system identification for a vehicle operating under two different road conditions, dry and wet. So in order to update the model, we performed convex combination of autocorrelation and cross-correlation matrices. From the results obtained, we observed that the proposed approach worked well in adjusting the old model to the newer system. The model identified from the dry road condition was quickly updated to the new model for the wet road condition. Now for the future work, one very important point to consider is the noise addition. This will make it more realistic. Like for the current work, we did not consider noise throughout the mathematical computation, but like adding the noise will make it more realistic to implement for the actual system. With this, I'm gonna end my presentation. Thank you everyone for listening to this presentation. I'm open to answer any questions now.